everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a very special vlog because today we are going to the Dolomites. This has been on my bucket list ever since I've started planning my first trip to Europe, and it did not disappoint. I highly recommend. If you're not familiar with the Dolomites, they stretch across northern Italy and are part of the Southern Limestone Alps. They're famous not only for their rugged beauty, but also for the fascinating history etched into every peak. And these mountains were shaped by time, ice, and the elements, creating an otherworldly landscape that seems almost too grand to be real. And you can see us slowly getting into the mountains and heading into the deeper valley now. The region is accessible from cities like Venice and Verona, making it a top destination for travelers looking to escape into nature. We personally chose a tour group that picked us up in Verona and travels to the Dolomites every Friday. We found them on TripAdvisor, and I'll link them down below if you're interested. Alternatively, you can rent a car yourself, and this is a great option to be able to stay multiple days in the Dolomites, especially if you're looking to take advantage of all the activities that the Dolomites have to offer, which includes mountain biking, rock climbing, paragliding, and the most popular being hiking. And the first pit stop of our tour group is the Pordoi Pass, which we will be heading to soon. We stopped in a small little town on the way there, which gave us the opportunity to get a little snack and just check out the views, because this was our first chance to get a glimpse of the Dolomites just appearing in the landscape. The drive from Verona to the Pordoi Pass takes a little under 4 hours, and this is because there are so many switchbacks that you see here, and you'll have to stop and wait for the massive coach buses coming by. So just beware of that if you are renting a car. It is a time-consuming drive. However, the drive is stunning the entire way, so you constantly have new views to look at. On our way to the Pordoi Pass, we did stop 3 times, one of them being this final lookout point before we arrive in the Pordoi Pass, and we also stopped at a gas station in the small town prior to getting there. So if you do opt to take a tour, don't worry, they do stop and let you rest and get out of the coach bus. Once you arrive at the Pordoi Pass, you'll notice there are a ton of mountain bikers and hikers. So this is a common spot for people to mountain bike up to and also hike. The hike is extremely strenuous. I will have a clip of that once we come down the cable car, and this is the start of the hike. We did not opt to hike it. We decided to take the Terrace of the Dolomites cable car up, which takes you to the highest point in the area at 2,950 meters and offers a 360-degree view over the most beautiful summits in the Dolomite. And initially when we arrived at the top of the cable car, it was extremely foggy. You can kind of see us slowly getting into the fog at this point, but we decided to be patient and wait it out and just enjoy the views that we could see. And eventually it did clear up, and we were able to watch multiple people actually jump off the major cliffside to paraglide to the bottom. So stay tuned for that. It was insane to see in person, and I have a slight fear of heights, so I was extremely impressed by everyone that was jumping off. I myself am not an adrenaline junkie, so I would never consider doing that, but it was really cool to see in real life. Also, the cable car did cost 28 euros, which may seem like a lot, but it is worth every single penny, especially when you will realize how strenuous the hike to the top is. It is definitely not for the faint-hearted. And also, if you are taking a tour group like us, we only had 2 hours to spend in this area, which is not enough time to hike up to the top, but it is enough time to take the cable car up. I would also recommend to either pack your own lunch and bring it to the top, or you can purchase lunch from one of the restaurants at the bottom, and then you can just enjoy the view and sit on the ridgeline, or there are a few chairs and tables right near the start of the cable car. major stop in the Dolomites, and I'll put the name below because I don't remember exactly. I believe I took a video of it at the start. It starts with a P, and it is stunning. Even though they had a warning that it's foggy, it's clearing up like randomly. Like if you just watch one spot, the fog will move because the fog clouds, and it is so stunning. Like you can see a bit right behind me. We're walking over to one of the major points over here. Then there's also a major ridge where the cross is, back where the cross is, and there's about 3 people that are preparing to jump off. And as we were coming up the cable car, there was also people mountain climbing, which was really cool to see. This was my first time going on a gondola cable car, and I didn't exactly love it, but it was not as swingy as I expected it to be because it's not windy at all really today. There's just a light breeze, and no one was really moving around, which was nice. But the drive was crazy. Our driver is amazing, Maria, and our host tour guide, Mario, is amazing. Highly recommend. We're not even done the day with this trip, but it's already been amazing. They're so accommodating and offer to take pictures of you, and they stop along the road to also let you get some shots of some iconic spots. And one thing I will say is, yes, when you leave Verona and you're kind of driving, it's like hot, so bring layers. I am actually in all white today. Just a coincidence of how I packed. I only packed white pants and this white cardigan sweater thing. So definitely bring layers because Brennan forgot his and he's stuck in shorts and a t-shirt, and it's 11 degrees at the top. So definitely bring layers. Be prepared.
Taxi? Yeah. And we jump. Don't wait for me. Go. That's a nice.
After we watched the individuals jump off the cliffside, which was insane to watch in person, it was difficult to get them on video after they jumped off, but you'll see I was zooming into a U shape in the mountainside. That's where they were paragliding through before they then opened up their parachute into the valley. And this here that you see the zigzag on the cliffside, this is actually the hike to the top of where the cable car takes you. So it starts out pretty simple, like there's obviously an incline, and this is the trail here you see, and then it goes into that really steep zigzag back and forth, which literally from the top looks like sand. I'm sure it's really small rocks, but I love hiking, but that is not the type of hiking I am interested in doing. So if that's something for you, then go for it, but there is the option of the cable car. And right before we got into the coach bus, we just took in the views one last time because it was so satisfying to see everything cleared up. And I will say, try and come here early if you can, because the parking lot is really small and all of the parking spots were taken. Our coach bus just had to stay on the side, and when you're driving into Pordoi Pass, you'll notice on the side of the road coming in for a few kilometers, there are cars just parked on the side because the parking lot was full. They had to go all the way back and then walk in. After the Pordoi Pass, we started to head over to the town of Ortisei, which will be our final destination in this tour. And it is a popular destination while visiting the Dolomites. There are several different trails in the area, including the Tre Creme de Levardo loop, offering jaw-dropping views of the three iconic towering peaks, which we will be stopping at a lookout to look at these three iconic towering peaks, but unfortunately we didn't have time to do any of the hiking or the cable cars, which take you closer to the three iconic towering peaks. But if you do have extra time when you're visiting in Ortisei, I would highly recommend taking the cable car to see the Seceda Ridge, which is known for its dramatic ridgeline while you're there. We unfortunately didn't have enough time, but I definitely want to head back there to go and see it eventually.
Suggest you to take out your cameras, to turn off your phones, because this is going to be one of the last chances we have to take pictures. Here we are actually stopping a few minutes, not many, but just a little time to get you here on the right hand side.
Once we arrived in Ortisei, we grabbed a bite to eat and explored a bit before we then had to get back on the coach bus to head back to Verona. So if you're headed to Europe soon, definitely make sure to include the Dolomites in your itinerary. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel vlogs, and please like, comment, and share this video. It helps out my channel a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!